All right. Well, hello, Coaches Out for Change. It is Monday, January 3rd, 2022. My name is Dee Corchin. I am glad you guys are with us. Our first call of the new year. So, yay. Towards the end of last year, we did a celebration call to celebrating you guys, how much you accomplished in 2021. We helped over 5,100 new clients for the year, over 350 coaches joined our organization. Many of you guys are on this call. So it's just exciting, and it's exciting to see what is going to happen in 2022. And tonight's call is going to have a focus on that because it really starts with us and what do we see as possible. But something personal I wanted, not personal, but just something important I wanted to share with you guys is we launched our New Year, New You 2022 Health Challenge, right? If you're participating, drop a me, like tell me how day one went, like put it in the comments, let's fire it up. But we have, you guys, a record number of participants who have filled out the registration form. We have 516 people participating. 10 more registered from the time I looked at it at 5 o'clock until now. So what that tells me, you guys, like last summer, we did Resolution Reboot. That was our last challenge. We had 245 people. So we have doubled that. And what that mirrors is what I saw the last week of the month is I saw you guys reactivating clients, signing on new clients. It was like the whole energy shifted, like with our clients and everything the last week, like once we got through the holidays. So this is a really clear sign when we have 516 people saying, yes, I am ready to get on track or back on track or reboot, whatever. It's a good sign, right? People are waking up. They want to be a part of this. So keep sharing, keep being out there. We've got Winter Dash through January or through the 9th. So no need to wait to the end of the month, right? Let's keep rolling. So that is super fun. And then just a couple of things, because I want to give Lisa plenty of time to talk tonight. But a reminder that we're doing, when we're talking about the power of intention, we have an optional workshop this week on Thursday evening. There's an additional registration fee. It's the Power of One workshop. We would want those registrations. You will need to register in advance. I'll post about it again in Coaches Out for Change, but that's probably the biggest announcement I wanted to make, along with the fact that we have the Atlanta regional event is coming up on January 22nd. So if you're anywhere in the Southeast, we would love for you to be with us on that. And events are about inviting. So we're giving you plenty of heads up because you want to invite your clients, invite your candidates, invite your coach candidates to it. But before we go too far, just last week, I had Missy Gent share with us that she was growing. I mean, middle of the month, Missy reached the new rank of director, and Missy was on the call. She shared a little bit what she was doing to generate more referrals and whatnot, and being more active on social media. And Missy reached executive director by the end of the month. So congratulations, Missy. Just going to have you pop off for 1 minute just to really share what you're excited about. This is a big accomplishment.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I really, like I said, I just keep trying to post more, but I'm really excited to announce that Michelle Early, who is one of my coaches, she has progressed and she's associate director and is absolutely just working her business like crazy and doing such a great job. And she keeps me motivated, to be honest, because every day, every time I talk to her, every time we text, whatever, she just keeps growing. I'm really proud of her and all she's accomplished.
That's great. It's a team effort,
Yes, it is.
And Missy reached executive director by blended path, by having a senior coach or above. So she's an associate director. So it's blended path. So such a great, obviously so great to be sharing because it's a win for her as well. And then all of those clients that are getting healthy. So beautiful, beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to turn it over to Lisa, but before I do, we're going to be talking about 2020 visioning and goal setting. But I'm going to launch a poll first, just to get our finger on the pulse of where are you right now tonight on your vision for this year. So just go ahead and take a minute and just be totally honest. All right. So we have about 85% of us have answered. Anybody else want to pop their answer in there? Got about. All right. So let me end this and show you the answers. So here we go. So about 25% of us are totally clear. We've written down those goals. We've shared them. You know, they always say share and declare, right? If you want it to happen, you got to share it. You got to declare it. Not unusual. About 60% of us are a little bit fuzzy, right? Maybe have an idea, but we haven't written them down. And also, I'm glad you were honest. If you really struggle with dreaming and committing to goals, and maybe Lisa can touch on that as well. So without further ado, I want to turn it over to Integrated National Director, Lisa Bloom. Lisa is an incredible leadership coach and facilitator. So I'm real excited, Lisa, for you to take this.
Thank you, Dee. Happy New Year, everybody. So a couple of things just before we get started. Excuse me. If you have not grabbed a pen and a paper, you will want to do that because this is going to be a working session. We are going to get down and dirty. And also, I want it to be a little interactive. So if you do not know where the reactions button is in Zoom, I'd like for you to find it right now. It is either going to be along the bottom. It's a little, looks like a smiley face with a plus. And if you click on that, there's a button that says raise hand. So I want everybody to raise their hand right now. Raise your virtual hand in Zoom. It's in the reactions button. Oh, I see so many hands being raised. Look at y'all. You are Zoom wizards. All right, awesome. If you cannot find your reactions button, just put something in the chat. Maybe Dee, you can help through the comments, but it looks like pretty much everybody has it. All right, so lower your hands because otherwise you all look like I'm going to call on each and every one of you. All right, and the next thing is that I want to ask you about. Tell me in the chat, just put a number 2 because we've already used 1. First of all, somebody tell me if you can see my slide right now. Okay, great. And those of you who have your hands up, please put them down. Tell me in the chat, put a number 2 in the chat, if when you hear somebody say, what's your dream or what's your vision, that it makes you sort of go, oh, and it just generates sort of this fear, and it sounds sort of big and intimidating and kind of scary. I don't know. I when somebody said, well, let's dream, let's vision, I'd be like, can I just make a list and check it off? So what I want to do with you tonight is take the angst out of it, take the fear, and really narrow it down to say, here's how it's done. And it's really by asking a series of questions. Okay, Samantha, you're not bad at it. You just haven't practiced it. That's what we're going to do tonight. No worries. So yeah, I see a lot of 2s. Okay. And again, if you guys could, those of you with your hands up, unless you have a legit question, I'll call on you. Amy, Vicky, Lynette, if you could put your virtual hands down, just go back to the reactions and lower hand. That's how you put your hand down. All right. Thanks, y'all. So let's get started. We're going to cast your 2022 vision. And if you think about it, this is how we awaken our clients, right? This is the conversation we have with them. We say, where are you today? So let's talk about your health. And on your piece of paper, just write one word, your current state of health, including your weight, either thriving or maintaining or declining / struggling. Just write that word down. And then after that, write the first thing that comes to your mind. What do you want less of with regard to your health in 2022? With regard to where your health is today, what do you want less of? I want less belly fat. That's what I'm saying. And then next, what do you want more of? And what areas do you need to work on? So again, this is your current reality. Where are you at? I'm kind of watching to see if some people are still writing. If you're looking up, I'll know that you're done with this. Okay. Next, as we know, mindset is super important. So again, in one word, rate your current mindset: thriving and growing, or maintaining, or declining and / struggling. Current state of mind and your mindset. And I'm going to ask you the same questions. What would you like less of? Again, referring to your mindset. What would you like more of? And what areas do you need to work on? All right, now I'm going to invite you to employ that raised hand button, and I would love a volunteer to raise their hand and just share with us some of the things you wrote around health and mindset. You don't have to share the whole thing, but would love to hear just a couple of people tell us what's your current reality. And you are in a safe space. You're among friends here. Monica, take yourself off mute.
Okay. So on the health side of things, I feel like I'm maintaining, and I would like maybe less stress. And then on the mindset of things, I think I'm struggling with, I need less self-doubt and more positivity.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing. Lucy.
Mhm.
Okay, I put for health, I'm maintaining. When you said belly fat, that's mine too, less belly fat. More of a toned body and better sleep. And so working on being more disciplined as well with exercising. And for mindset, I put that I'm growing. I want less of self-doubt, more confidence, and areas to work on is just reading more on building my confidence, self-development.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And y'all feel free to comment in the chat on this too. And maybe if you are with these two folks, Monica and Lucy, if they've already shared some things that you're feeling, let's show them some love. And I mean, I can relate to a lot of what they're saying. We'll take one more. Sarah, before you share with us though, what you wrote, I'd love to hear from you if this was kind of easy as it flowed along and I asked you the questions, if there were things that quickly came to mind, or if it was kind of hard to drag things out to write down.
Sure. So with this particular exercise, I feel like it was pretty easy only because I've been thinking about this a lot, especially over the last couple of months. So for my current reality, as far as my health goes, I've just been maintaining and kind of struggling over the last couple of months. And so what I really want less of is belly fat as well, but I also want less, I want less of the bloating and the feeling like I can't get out of bed and go do what I want to do and tackle my day. So I guess that kind of goes hand in hand with I want more energy. And as far as my current mindset, again, I've been struggling, but I feel like it's also growing ever since I became clear on what I want for 2022. I definitely want less negative self-talk. I'm really bad about negative self-talk. And I think that as soon as I become more consistent, I need to work on consistency. And then I think that I'll have more confidence, which is what I want more of.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Sarah. And this is kind of in line with the 25% are pretty clear on their vision. 61% of us are a little bit fuzzy. And then the rest struggle with dreaming and committing according to the poll. So I think what we're hearing is really in line with kind of where we all are. So, okay, let's move on. We're continuing in our current reality. Now we're talking about business and finances. So rate the current state of your business and finances with these words, either thriving and growing, or maintaining, or declining and struggling. Those of you who went to the big conference in Orlando will recognize this because Dan Bell walked us through this exercise. And I know personally, and in talking to my coaches, I sort of did this in that room. Some of my coaches also did it. Some of us haven't gotten back to it. I kind of went back and added some things. So this is the kind of thing that you can continue to do over and over again. You can come back to it. So again, debunking the myth that visioning and creating a vision has to be a long process. We want this to be fun, and we want it to be an exercise where it's just kind of the first thing that comes to your mind, because what ends up happening is even when you write it down, the act of writing it down, your dreams start to work on you and inform your actions. So with regard to business and finances, what would you like less of? And by now you know what comes next. What would you want more of? And what areas do you need to work on? I'll give you guys a minute. If you were at big and you did this, don't skip it. Don't think you got this. All right, moving on to lifestyle, our last category, again, your current reality. How would you rate your current lifestyle? And this includes time, control of your life, travel, your home, and rate it with one of these words: thriving and growing, maintaining, or declining and struggling. And then the same three questions. What do you want less of? What do you want more of? And what areas do you need to work on? Now, I'd love a couple of people to raise their hands and share what came up for you in this section with business and finances and lifestyle. Okay, Stacy, sorry, I wasn't at the top of the screen. Thanks for raising your hand.
Yeah, no problem. So for me on the business section, I really quickly came to this, and having done this before in big, so thank you, Lisa, for holding us accountable. For me, it was, I want less worry and stress about my business. I think I get so wound up on kind of that number and the rank and all that it's creating worry and stress. And instead, I want to focus more on creation. So that's a big one for me, that I think if I can shift towards creation, diminish the stress, my life will be better.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. And it's a fact, y'all, when we find a way to handle our stress and manage our stress, it opens up our brain to be more creative, to put us in creation. So I'm hearing a lot of stress tonight. So if we can find a way to sort of channel that stress into creation, boy, how powerful would that be? Katie.
I am maintaining business. What do I want less of? Social media, and this is my conflict here. I also want less of babysitting clients. I feel like I'm just a broken record for both my training business and Optavia. Sometimes I feel like they're asking the same questions and I'm guiding them the same way, and it's just a lot of talk and no action. What I want more of, quality clients, meaning, I don't want someone just to sign up. I want them to really, engage in all the components, and I want them to really, take it seriously. And maybe I feel like it's a little bit, I'll just, eat this and I'll just do this workout and I'll just magically lose the pounds, or, and then they get frustrated. Why can't I, I'm not losing. What areas do I need to work on? This is in everything I've done, I think, back on the first page too, but it's taking myself out of the equation, which gets back to, I think, the top two in some ways. I need to, and ironically, my word for the year is heart. So I need to meet them where they are and being okay with where they are and not where I want them to be. And I want more, I want more in front of people. I like face-to-face, I don't like the phone. And so that's my big conflict. Are we doing lifestyle too or not? Just business?
Sure. If you want to do lifestyle too.
All right. Lifestyle, I'm maintaining. I want less clutter, messes. We have a 14-week-old chocolate lab puppy, so I have lots of messes right now. So we're working on that. Less social media, less being on the phone, more in front of people. I want to serve monthly for charity. I have not made time for that. Just work's gotten in the way of that, and I've just not made it happen. Let's be honest. Getting back to a solid routine has been nice these last 2 weeks. I want to read more. And the areas that I need to work on, motivating and self-discipline in some areas, and moving more and getting outside more.
Love that, Katie. Thanks for sharing. Who can relate to Katie? Drop a message in the chat. Quality clients, right? And thanks, Vicki Meister, for telling us. Doug Wood talked about that today. Doug Wood is talking to us every day this week for an hour at noon Central, 1 Eastern, I believe. If that's incorrect, somebody correct me in the chat. And I think that's a couple of things, right? We want people that are committed to this, and we also have to kind of bring them along a little bit, right? It's kind of that catch-22, and all the training that's coming your way is what will help you awaken those clients and find those quality clients and help them, when they take the chance, we can kind of keep them engaged with all the great tools that we have. Yeah, I see a lot of people relating to that. All right. Moving on. Oh, we got somebody going ham with the annotation tools. I love it. All right, let's cast your 2022 vision. What are you creating? And it really is about creation. I can't even begin to express to you how powerful our minds are. When we put our minds to something, we can make it happen. And that's what creation is. If you have ever, put it in the chat, if you've ever kind of made a decision and put your mind to something and achieved it and looked back and went, how did I do that? It really, our goals work on us. Our decisions work on us. Even, simple decisions, big decisions, small decisions, it's what happens. So take a minute and answer these questions. On this date, or a year from now, let's say a year from now, or December 31st, 2022. What will you have accomplished with your health? And write this in the present. I have less belly fat. I am practicing yoga every day for 15 minutes. So write it in the present as an intention. What will you have accomplished with your health? Oops, it went backwards. What will you have accomplished with your mindset? For those of you who are expressing that you want less stress, reframe that and what will you have accomplished? I am at peace. I am centered. Just some examples. What will you have accomplished with your lifestyle? And this can include experiences, living conditions, personal time, family time, travel. What will you have accomplished with your lifestyle? And what will you have accomplished with your Optavia business? This could be your influence, the number of lives you reach, leadership, rank, income. Nothing is off the table for this. This is your life. This is what you are creating around health, mindset, lifestyle, and your Optavia business. I'd love someone to share one or more of the categories, what you've written here. And just share, if you're going to share in all 4 categories, just share one thing for each category. Lori, you're on mute.
That's such a rarity. I was just going to share about my mindset. That's something I've really been working a lot on for a period of time. And really, I think I've done well, but I certainly have a ways to go. But my real goal is just to be more in control of my feelings and be less emotionally reactive to what's happening around me and in my environment, and learning to just stop and breathe and think and, not just go off the rails so quickly.
And what's helping you with that?
Learning to pause. I've just done a lot of head work and just really understanding that the person that gets the most upset when I respond emotionally is myself. It bothers me more than it seems to bother anybody else. It's not productive most of the time. I can't change anything from an emotional state. It's going to come from logical thinking. And so learning that when I'm wanting to respond verbally, when I don't need to, is just stopping and just pause and take a breath. And when I'm ready to go, just stop, make myself stop.
I love it. Yes. And Gina, put in the chat, stop, challenge, choose applies to more than just food. Absolutely. Thank you, Lori.
You're
All
welcome.
right, Debbie, we're going to put you on hold for just a minute because I'm mindful of the time and I want to make sure that we get through all of this. So bear with me. I'll come back to you. Next, write down, after achieving these goals, how are you feeling right now? So writing those things in the present tense, I am at peace. I am less stressed. How does that feel to you? And what would it mean to reach these goals? And then last, And you may need to take this offline, and Dee, if you didn't see it in the chat, Dee posted a link to the document. There's a broader document that this comes from. We couldn't do it all in 30 minutes. Obviously, we couldn't even do everything I chose for in 30 minutes. But if you want to dive deeper, there's a link to the full document, and Dan Bell's going to be going through it on the 8:30 call. So, you know, Dan read my mind and decided that he was going to cover the same thing I'm covering tonight. So what does that tell you? I don't know. So we write down your goals as if you have already accomplished them. For example, today is December 31st and life is totally awesome for me. I am thriving. I'm no longer living. I mean, if I wrote this a year ago, I would have said I'm no longer living in Atlanta. I'm living in Wisconsin, right? So write that in the present tense. All right, Debbie, real quick, I'm going to let you want to go ahead, or are you going to? You're on mute.
Okay, what did you want me to cover? Which thing?
If there's something you wanted to share from before, if you have something new, whichever one you raised your hand about is fine, or if you have something I went through the last part.
Well, okay, so the last thing that you covered, I'll do that. I just wrote, I am confident and so happy to be meeting my purpose, and I'm changing the world around me.
I love that. Mic drop, everybody. You define what is possible today. Thank you, Dee. I don't know if you have something real quick as we wrap up here, but I am all done.
Yeah, just big shout out to Lisa. Hopefully you saw the positive feedback in the comments. Thank you to everybody who volunteered to participate. You know, even with Dan doing this at 8:30, and I hope you will participate. It's always good to hear it with different ears. Getting into this intimate setting and really taking the time to think about it, we really thought was important as, you know, your leadership team with what we were bringing to you guys. So thank you, Lisa, for the stellar job. So Dan is doing this at 8:30. Our coach call or our client call at 8 p.m. You guys, Katie talked about having integrated clients. They're going to talk about incorporating the habits of health, etc. Even if your clients aren't on, I encourage you to get on, because it'll give you better language to be able to talk and help bring your clients forward in that. We have so much going on. I'm keeping as much of it as I can in Coaches Out for Change, keeping you up to speed, including what's going to happen with Awaken and Go Global. But just stay tuned, stay on the Facebook page for all the updates. So love you guys. We'll see you again next week on the call and in the Facebook group. Bye.